It was like, is it right to be killing all these kids for like in Palestine? I will tell you yes, in some extent.
Okay.
So,
Can I just, from my perspective, because obviously you're talking to me.
Yeah, of course.
And
what's your name, by the way?
Yusuf. And I'm a Muslim, so I'm talking on behalf of what I understand from Islam would teach. I could be mistaken in that, but some Muslims will say he's not representing us, but that's my perspective. That's my angle I'm coming from. I would say what the Nazis done is wrong, and I would say that the Zionists, what they're doing today, is wrong. Okay, so when you say it's a duality, you seem to be. I don't know if you realize, but you seem to be saying that it could be wrong for someone, but it could be right for someone else.
That's the problem of duality. That's the thing. The moment we stay in duality, it's always going to be a problem of playing with different parties. When it's a form of division, actually there is no division. So that's the thing. But
that would mean you're saying it's like, for example, if I've understood correctly, the Hitler and the Nazis, they decided that you have to have the superior race, and therefore they have the right to dominate, and they believe that the Jews were the cause of corruption in society, etc., etc. So their final solution was to kill them. Okay. Perhaps some of them believed it, some of them, perhaps they said they believed it, some of them they saw the benefit in it, but they knew it was wrong inside. But as a Muslim, I would say, well, you're killing innocent people, regardless of their religious beliefs. Therefore, it's wrong.
Exactly.
But you're saying it's possible that it could be wrong for you and right for them.
But that's what I'm saying. The problem is that no, there is actually a real good. That's the thing. So like the moment, so there's whatever thing is connected to love, whatever thing is connected to creation is a higher vibration. So that's the highest thing that every human being should aspire to, that thing. So the thing is that the creation of love, it's a vibration that you feel, and you channel in different ways.
What if you love another man's wife?
What?
What if you love another man's wife and she loves you?
So the thing is that in that case,
is that love?
I mean, you have to see the circumstances. I'm not the one that can judge that. I'm not the one that can lie.
Okay.
So, but I have a question for that.
Yes.
So, like, for example, everyone should be professing love, and everyone should be free to express love. So, isn't love a human right?
I disagree.
Why?
Because I think love, it can't exist without the opposite, without hate. And in order love and mercy to take place, there should be justice. Someone should earn that love. It shouldn't be simply unconditional. That
for a child, it should be unconditional.
A child, because children are innocent. Yeah. Children are innocent. But if someone, for example, you have a person who they try their best to help people, be honest, be kind, and then you have someone the opposite. There are people who exist like this.
Yeah.
For you to say we should love both of them, I would say be unjust.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that love should be the thing that everyone aspires to. It's the same thing. We should recognize what is actually real love and what is just a projection of love. Okay. So that's the thing. Some people might say they do something out of love, but they're just projecting an illusion out of it, which is not the real message, it's not the real frequency.
And who would judge?
What?
And who would judge?
I mean, the action that they create, they will judge themselves. So if I'm judging you in something, I am judging you based on my perspective.
So it's purely subjective. There's nothing objective.
It depends. That's the thing. It depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Your actions creates an echo. That's also like in the law of karma, So whatever you're gonna do is gonna create a butterfly effect in the echoes of reality. So it's gonna come back to you in a way. So when you're creating something that is spreading, like the poison in people's lives, you're gonna get the effect on yourself. And that's the thing, because when you hurt somebody, you're hurting yourself. So when when you're hurting somebody, thinking that somebody is not connected to you, that one is separated, you're hurting yourself. So for example, I really find super interesting, how this ancient wisdom, for example, in the Corpus Hermeticum,
which is, sorry?
The Corpus Hermeticum, which is all
I don't know what that is.
I mean, I really recommend you, like from the bottom of my heart, to be reading about Hermetism, which is a wave of that I would say is not religion. It's something that is definitely spiritual, but it's connected, to a universal understanding of spirituality. And they're older than all, they're older than the Bible, and they're older than Quran. They're probably coming from the ancient Egypt times, and I really recommend you to be learning a little bit about these things, because they're not religious. Everyone from any religion, any religious professor can find wisdom in this verse, so they're not religiously attached. But I really recommend it.
Rather than just responding to what you're saying, if you don't mind, I would like to present my position and the reason why I believe my position is correct.
Yeah, of course. Okay. But do you believe my position is incorrect?
Yes.
Why?
I would tell you why as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
I believe in one God. Okay. And I believe that this God is separate from the creation. He doesn't indwell, he's not part of the creation, and the creation is not part of God. Some people, we would say some of the Arabs who went astray, they call this concept wahdat al-wujud, that everything exists is God. And they gave the example of the wave, and the foam and the bubbles is all one.
Which also the Hermetic principles will tell you.
Yes.
Principle of mentalism.
But for me, I would say I believe in one God. I believe that he sent messengers. I believe he sent books. And I believe that by knowing the true messenger, the correct messenger, and the correct books, we will understand who is God. So I would say when it comes to the knowledge of God, the understanding of God, for us it is not something which is left to human experience, human opinion. I would even say the word conjecture. Let me just finish.
No.
We would say it only comes by revelation. Let me just give a side point. Say, for example, if we take the paracetamol. The paracetamol, scientists will say that if you take this, it reduces temperature, it reduces pain in the body. And then we can, without any religious texts, we can experience this again and again. We can experience this again and again and again and again and again. And we would say by the vision of God, yes, the paracetamol does this because we can test it. But when it comes to who is God, what does God want, we say it's not something by the human intellect. We say that it requires messengers. And the messengers, they came with three very basic points, or simple points. One is they described who is God. Because we would say by looking at the universe, by looking at ourselves, the way we're communicating, our eyes, our ears, the sun, the moon, a person would recognize there should be a God, there should be a creator. But we say, but to know who is God, his names, his attributes, what is pleasing to him, what angers him, we would say this requires revelation. Second point is, how does God want us to live our life? We would say this requires what has God commanded, what has he forbidden, what is he pleased with, what angers him. We would say this requires revelation. And third thing is what happens after we die. We would say in terms of the day of judgment, in terms of paradise, in terms of the hellfire, this can only be known by revelation. And we believe that the final messenger is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and he came with the final revelation, the Quran. And then there are various reasons why I would say that he is the last messenger, why he is the true messenger, why he came to show how other people, Jesus was the true messenger, Moses was the true messenger, but he showed how their followers or the people came after them forgot the message or changed the message. So I spoke a lot, but just to answer your question, why would I say that your idea is wrong? With all due respect, I will say it's based on conjecture, and it's not based on revelation, which I have with the Quran and the Sunnah.
There's a question though.
Yeah.
I think you're right, but I am right too. So here's the difference. So whatever
the Nazis thought they were right,
no,
and the Zionists think they're right.
No, that's different. That's different.
Okay.
Because whatever connects to, to a frequency of good, which is a frequency of love. As long as you're, as long as you're actually feeling that frequency. So you're not just professing it. You're feeling a frequency of love, which automatically will put you in an unconditional love towards, like yourself, not just as a person, as a character of society, but as a human entity. So the moment you're loving, actually, you're loving not just yourself, but you're loving life itself.
My next door neighbor's wife.
So you're a respecter of life. The rest, like the rest is just. It's just a duality.
I would still say, how do you know that's true?
Because you know what? Because as the Buddha said, if you meet the Buddha along the way, kill them. In a way, you have to find the answers yourself, and you can't follow anything blindly, unless it's going to be a script. You
can't follow anything blindly, but you haven't actually given me evidence.
So because my experience is a human experience, and my experience is one infinite inner consciousness.
Which could be wrong.
But how do you know? So can you speak for myself? What is the self?
No, I can't speak for you, but...
No, can you speak, literally, let's speak etymologically, what is the self, So what is the self in a way?
I don't know this. I don't know in terms of philosophy, but
that's the thing.
What I do know is, from my perspective, is the Quran has come down.
Yeah, and I respect that. I super respect that. That's what I'm saying. The difference is because how we started our conversation. So when they asked me, they were like, I'm a student of religion, so I'm a practitioner of none. Because, at the same time, I'm not in a position to tell you you're wrong unless you're following the principles of creation, the principle of, of loving connection. So as long as you're doing that, it's super fine to me. But what I wouldn't do...
But I don't worship you, so I don't let you decide what's right and wrong.
I'm not saying that you have to worship me, because this thing is an interpersonal thing, and this thing is a higher thing. So that's why, whatever you spread out there, it's going to come back to you anyway. So it's not going to be my duty. That's going to be the universe duty. So you're spreading love, you're going to get love, and you are love. You are spreading. I'm saying you as an hypothetical you. You are spreading something different. Whatever thing you're spreading out is going to come back to you.
If you don't mind, I have two things.
Yeah. But can I tell you one thing? So
no problem.
You don't have to convince me. And I
no. No.
I respect you for real.
Before the two, as a Muslim, we believe we are responsible to convey the message.
Yeah, of course.
Not to convince people.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And it's super, and it's a beautiful thing to do.
So the two.
You have to accept also.
I will accept if you present evidence. Yeah. But I have a criteria of evidence.
And that's super perfect to to have your belief.
Yes.
To have your faith. Absolutely, nobody's taking out away from you. But at the same time, you cannot impose not your faith. Not your belief, but your perspective. Because everything in life is perspective.
I don't have the right to, but I believe the Creator, the Owner, the Almighty, He does.
How do you know?
I will tell you. But the 2 points I want to say, then I can answer that question. In the Quran, which we believe is the speech of God, speech of Allah, revealed to the last messenger, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which has been preserved to this day, generation after generation. In chapter 3 of the Quran, verse 85, it mentions, وَمَا يَبْتَغِي غَيْرُ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَا يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. It says three things. It says, whoever chooses the way of life other than Islam, submission to the one true Creator, it will never be accepted from them.
Okay,
Let me finish. And in the hereafter, they will be from the losers. So that's one part.
I accept it, but I have a question. So.
Let me just the second thing I wanted to say.
Just to not lose the line. No, go on.
Okay. The second thing I wanted to say is, if we give a very simple example, like the figure in history, Jesus. Okay. When it comes to Jesus, because obviously we are brought up in a Western society, so you have a group of people who said that Jesus was a false prophet. And they said his mother had a child out of wedlock, which may be considered more normal now, but 2,000 years ago in that part of the world, it was a grave accusation to make against a woman who's known to a piety and known for a pious family. So some people said this, okay. Then we say after Jesus was taken up, after Jesus left this earth, there are those people who said Jesus is God. He's the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. All these three persons are fully God, and God is one. Okay. Then you have those people, which is our position, who say Jesus was a human being, a messenger sent by God who performed miracles, and he was sent to a particular people, the children of Israel. Now, my question is, when you have these three different beliefs concerning Jesus, opinions, I would say it's possible, which I don't accept, but it's possible they're all wrong, or it's possible that one is right and two are wrong. But I would say it is not possible, according to logic, according to reason, according to understanding, to say all three of them can be right.
What about if maybe, like, for example, look at the Bible,
Yeah.
What if we wouldn't read the Bible literally, but we would actually read the metaphysical meaning that the Bible is expressing? Same, for example,
how could that make them all right?
They do it with the Quran.
Yeah.
For example, like Sufism, they do it in a really interesting way. So, like, that's the beautiful thing that we have as human beings. We have a way of conveying a message that is not many times expressed.
Even if you read it from an apparent meaning and a hidden meaning and a deeper meaning, can it make all three of these groups right concerning Jesus?
So that's my thing to you. I really recommend you from the bottom of my heart. Read the Corpus Hermetica. For your curiosity, you're not going to lose anything. Read a little bit about Hermeticism.
To be honest, I feel I don't need to.
No, of course.
Because what I have is the Quran and Sunnah is sufficient.
Of course, that's up to you.
Yes.
But that's the thing.
That is my position.
And then it's going to give you a different perspective. Because your perspective right now, for example, you're expressing really well, and your words, you know a lot of things. But what I feel is
I like the word "but."
Yeah, but you feel less than what you say. So one thing is saying that, and what I'm saying, and I told you, I'm not saying religiously speaking now.
I mean, regardless of how I feel.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I mean, you done it very nicely, but what you done, you made a comment as if to, you done it politely with a soft voice, but to belittle the one who's giving the message, because you think less than you're actually saying. So, but that's regardless. But my point is still, these three groups talking about one historic figure.
And they're both right, and they're all right in a way.
Impossible, that's illogical.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's illogical.
It's a matter of perspective. So perspective shapes life. Perspective shapes belief.
So the Nazis could have been right and the Zionists could be right. Why not? Why not?
No, because they're anti-life.
Sorry?
They're anti-life, anti-life. So they're against life, whatever is connected to creation.
But the group who said that Jesus was a false prophet and that his mother had a child outside of wedlock, they fully believed that they have the right to kill Jesus because he's a false prophet.
And that was wrong.
You said they can all be right.
No, I mean that's what I said. What I said perfectly, and I'm going to repeat it perfectly. Whatever your belief.
So we agree that one of them is wrong.
Whatever your belief is connected to a source of life and creation, it's a good belief. Whatever is going against it, So against it doesn't mean just like the horrible things like death, you know, like annihilation. What it could be also could be like intolerance. It could be like, so for example, like look at humans, you know, humans.
Should we be tolerant to everyone?
Just the person, they are not doing good in terms of creation. So the people. So what is tolerance? So for example,
a shoplifter.
You are tolerant.
Yeah.
Even like that example, you know, like the shop. You just said a shoplifter. So let's make heart more, you know, like more real bad things. You know, so somebody that is abusing somebody and is removing somebody's energy or will.
Yeah, we shouldn't be tolerant. They should be punished.
So whatever you are, whatever you are tolerant about somebody that is professing something about love. So let's look at homosexuality. What about that? So like,
I mean, the thing is, it's a subject that if we discuss on camera, it's not good. But the position of Islam.
If somebody's loving somebody.
The position of Islam, the position of Christianity, the position of Judaism is very clear. I mean, if we want to go there, then obviously I will say, then incest. What about incest?
That's horrible. Because it's against nature.
Why?
Because it's against the laws of nature.
If they love each other and they're not harming each other.
There's a law of nature.
Okay.
So the law of nature, which is the law of God, is something that is the principle.
But you said we're all. But you said we're all God and we're all part of God. So how can you have different laws? Like the Nazis were God to you. The Zionists are God to you.
You are God the moment you're creating. You know, the moment you're destroying.
So you can be God sometimes and God not sometimes. I mean that's not the God I believe in.
No, but the thing is that God is a frequency. So whatever you're gonna channel it or not,
so God is not real.
Anyway. God is real.
Okay.
We are in God in this moment, and we are experiencing God in this moment. So.
But if you said God is energy that runs in everything, then even the Nazi would be God.
The thing is that, you know, that person, that Nazi, that one is a character. So that one in the schemes of reality. That's why like a Muslim, a Christian, a Nazi, a Zionist, a pacifist, these are different labels and different characters. But what happens? These labels creates reality in a way. So the moment you're gonna act pro-life in a way that you're in harmony with the creational laws of life, you're operating through a divine creational source. The moment you're limiting, destroying, annihilating the same energy, you know, like for example, you're killing somebody, you're abusing somebody.
Sorry.
So you are against that love.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think at the moment we're just going round in circles.
But that's religion, my friend.
I presented my evidence, I presented my reason, and I don't...
And actually, you're right. But the difference between me and you...
If I'm right, that would mean that you're wrong.
No, because whatever you believe is going to be your reality anyway. And whatever I believe is going to be my reality.
Just fantasy. Right. Fantasy with no reality. Because the thing is, by you saying I'm right and Islam is right, Islam says that you're wrong.
Well, but whatever you believe is going to be manifested anyway.
No.
So like...
No. Yeah. Like, if, for example, if I believe it's daytime, I can be...
No, just even before you said...
No, but if I believe it's daytime...
If something is scientific, so for example, you said
but I believe it's daytime. But you said... you give a principle, and then when I push it back to you, you said if I believe in something, it will become reality. If I believe it's daytime...
I mean, that's different because...
Why?
Because
but I believe, if I believe it...
No, one thing is your morals and your philosophy and the way you project life. One thing is how life is... If I'm going to walk now when it's red, the cars, of course I'm going to be killed. I'm going to be killed by the laws of physics. The law, what do you say that gravity doesn't exist? Of course it does. Would you say that...
No, but then what I think doesn't become reality.
The thing is that, science...
And for us, right and wrong is like that as well.
Science can tell you the how, but they can't tell you the why. So that's why we have revelation. Spirituality can tell you the why. But the thing is that why is not fixed. Science is fixed. Spirituality, philosophy, they aren't, which is the one of the most beautiful things of life. But imagine, so that's the thing. Yeah. So now for you I have to go, but imagine...
No problem.
Imagine how, imagine if everyone would believe only the same thing. We would actually miss on a really beautiful thing about life, which is like learning about each other. you know, we learn
I disagree.
through each other.
I disagree.
And you disagree.
Yes.
But that doesn't make you that I'm not.
No, because
experiencing something.
your opinion, my opinion doesn't count. It's what the Creator has revealed.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
God is gonna be manifested, whatever things we say anyway. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever you're gonna share in reality, it's gonna come back to you. Whatever I'm gonna share in reality, it's gonna come back to me. So
conjecture.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much
All the
as
best.
well.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you. But
too, man.
I disagree. Thank you for your time. Oh, lovely.
So we say as well.
Shall I stop? Is it not yours?
No. So this concept.
I thought. But you're Isa.
Yeah.
So Isa's been messaging me, but it's a different Isa.
Yeah, different one. I think. Why? We've just switched gears. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's the one with the curly hair, tall one.
The young brother.
Yeah, young one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because what happened was, I saw him. Let me show you.
Is the bag still there?
Yeah.